probably where Louis Rossman would be like, you should have the right to repair those windows if you bought it because you paid for it. You own those windows. You have a right to repair them. I've talked about my smart light bulbs and how great they are for Henry's Mojo Dojo Dormitorio bedroom so that I can turn the lights on or off from my seat without having to actually use the light switch. But this smart home innovation has me a little hesitant, based on the title of the article we're going to read and react to, called Smart Glass is About to Revolutionize Privacy Concerns in Our Homes by Janae McKenzie. Before we talk about how we have to see it to believe it, be sure to give this video a like, comment smart home devices you find useful, and subscribe for daily videos. So without further ado, let's get started on the article. The future of home design is defined by a few things. Chief among them, intuitive home tech. We're in pursuit of the smartest homes we can build, trying to automate everything from our cooking to our cleaning. House Beautiful, Next Wave, designer Sarah Swab, has her sights set on the next big home technology to revolutionize the way we live. Smart glass. Swab first encountered the potential of smart glass while working on a project overlooking the Magothy River near Annapolis, Maryland. The home is just over the water, and her client wants their windows to preserve the stunning view of the river. However, it's a second residence, so security is a top priority, or the homeowners run the risk of advertising what's inside when no one is at home. Well, I think you're getting into some kind of you're risking some security by detailing where it is. Like, for example, here on the channel, I have never mentioned anything about the exterior of my house. Like, there are just some things I am not going to say on here because it would be TMI and not in the dirty way. With minimal tree coverage, a flexible option that keeps access to a beautiful view and protects the home is essential. Enter smart glass. I guess where this isn't as concerning as I thought it would be based on where we are now. Smart glass is an excellent alternative to typical window treatments like curtains or blinds. It maintains a clean, modern aesthetic and allows the homeowner to emphasize privacy when needed. Below, learn everything you need to know about the adaptable new technology and how it might revolutionize your home. As Korg said in Thor Ragnarok, the revolution has begun. How does smart glass work? Smart glass, also referred to as switchable glass, is an integrated feature that allows you to manage privacy and the amount of sunlight coming into your home. At the touch of a button, it can switch opacity from a hazy, covered look to completely transparent. I think of smart glass as like a dimmable light, Michael Feazell, CEO at RoofMax, says. The embedded technologies like electromagnetic glass shift particles in the glass, which causes it to tint or act clear depending on the setting. Suspended particle glass works similarly, but uses microscopic particles that align to block or allow light when hot voltage is applied. The name itself is a broad term that encompasses two primary types of technology. One type is integrated directly during the window's construction. Peter Miles, principal at the drawing board, describes it as a laminated layer that's added to your typical window and wall assembly. The layer changes its opacity depending on the electrical current running to it. However, for existing builds, you can still integrate the smart glass technology with a retrofitting option. A film can be placed over an existing window, making it look like the smart glass feature was always there. While a retrofit is typically a fraction of the cost, Miles advises that there can be downsides to this smart glass shortcut. It might not look as clean or cohesive, or you have a visible wire somewhere, or it could delaminate eventually, Miles says. If you have it integrated as one system, you get all those benefits. You have a single warranty, a sole source for supply, installation, troubleshooting, things like that. Wow, sounds like they're pretty much just like my smart light bulbs. Though what I really want to know is there a manual override for this? Like, is there a way to make the power draw lower or to disconnect it from power while keeping it in the tinted mode? Because with my smart light bulbs, I occasionally get no response, or sometimes I run into a day where I need to update them. I love my smart light bulbs, don't get me wrong, but these kinds of things happen from time to time. See, that's what I think is really the problem a lot of people have with, or some people have with smart technology like this, is that they can't handle the growing pains when they think we're trying to fix what ain't broke. Sure, it's not broken, but it's better. It's a significant improvement. Sure, a curtain could accomplish this. A curtain could accomplish what smart glass seems to be trying to do. But what if you don't want to have to remember to put it back into place? Or what if you forget and you're too far away to do anything about it? Me personally, if this could completely block out light from outside, I would definitely retrofit the windows of Henry's Mojo Dojo dormitorio bedroom right now so that I can, be able to just watch my movies and TV in complete darkness whenever I want. Like today actually wouldn't be too bad for that because it's pouring outside and it's really cloudy. That being said, I'm focused on doing this right now. Let's get back to the article before I get derailed. Where can you put smart glass? Originally, smart glass was looked at with commercial potential. Imagine conference rooms in an office building that can turn opaque when an important meeting is underway. This would work even better for a home office where no one can walk through the background during a Zoom. Designers are now thinking beyond work from home solutions to any room that could use some privacy. Swab would place them in bathrooms so you can let natural light in without feeling too exposed. Eva Lensel, principal designer at Lensel Interiors, loves smart glass for transom windows in a bedroom, or to disguise a lofted bedroom visible to a lower living area. She even placed them in a client's home gym, allowing them to hide bulky gym equipment when guests come over. Okay, doesn't look like they'd be useful for blocking out light like I thought they would, at least so far. I mean, I would totally be in favor of the bathroom one because occasionally when someone here at home opens up the window there to vent out scents, and when I say that, I mean the like chemicals after cleaning and such. I'll admit, I feel really awkward. Feel like I have to pull the shade down again. I'd rather just have it remain perpetually opaque on the outside. Of course, I'd probably want it to be opaque on the inside because, well, I don't like seeing the outside world when I'm in the bathroom. I prefer to insulate myself from the outside world. The only reason I am not against having windows is because I need to vent sometimes, and it's a good alternative to get out in case of an emergency. Back to the article. Designers are now thinking beyond work from home solutions to oh wait, I already read that part. No, I didn't already read this part. Designers are now thinking beyond work from home solutions to any room that could use some privacy. Swab would place them in bathrooms so you can let natural light in without feeling too exposed. Eva Lensell, principal designer at Lensell Interiors, loves smart glass to transom windows in a bedroom or to disguise a lofted bedroom visible to a lower living area. She even placed them in a client's home gym, allowing them to hide bulky gym equipment when guests come over. And you can see before and after. So, what do you have against hiding gym equipment? I mean, I have my dumbbells up in Henry's Mojo Dojo dormitorio bedroom, and I have no problem if someone sees those. Let people know that I would like to work out. Daniel Cook of Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration says that any windows that face neighbors or streets can benefit from the privacy features of smart glass. However, be wary about their sun exposure as they do heat up. Watch about installing them to Watch out about installing them to face the sun, Cook advises. Turn them off after 6 hours so they don't get too hot. Okay, I'm starting to think maybe good old-fashioned cover-ups might be for the better, like this cardboard wall that Jenna Ortega's character in the movie Finest Kind used to block out the sunlight in her bedroom, which I personally tried that out. The problem is it's really unstable compared to blackout curtains and hard to keep in place. Not to mention, I have to break down a great many cardboard boxes and then get them flattened out and then position them in a way that no light seeps through. God, I admire the dedication, but at a certain point, you have to find the simpler solution. In my case, blackout curtains. Because at least those are easier to pull back when I want to let in natural light. Though, if I had a way to cover up the windows more thoroughly, I would not hesitate to do it. Maybe one of those blinds that they use at. I know there are blinds of some kind I've seen in other types of public places or in, I think, in auditoriums at my college. You let me know in the comments down below because if there's anything like that out there, because I can't think of much else. The reason I got the blackout curtains is because it's what they use in Alaska to maintain some semblance of a normal day-night cycle during the extended hours of sunlight. Another important thing to remember, smart glass requires an electrical current to work, so think about nearby outlet placement. Maintaining either an opaque or a transparent look doesn't require a lot of power, Miles says, so you don't need to worry about it having a major impact on your electric bill. You're hardwiring this to a switcher control system, Miles says. If you're doing it as a retrofit, a lot of contractors aren't used to having power provided to a window, but it's not really different from shades that are powered, where they have to run a low voltage line and coordinate with the electricians. Maybe smart shades are the smarter alternative, no pun intended. And they list the pros and cons of smart glass. Pros: sleek aesthetic, adaptability, minimal heat. Cons: prohibitive cost, complicated installation, questions about longevity, and outward facing windows being more difficult. Let's read through these. Maintaining a sleek aesthetic. By avoiding bulky window treatments, you can keep a modern look. Adaptability. Choose when you prioritize privacy or view at the touch of a button, or home automation. Minimize heat. By darkening your windows, smart glass helps regulate the temperature indoors. In warmer months, it will help block heat and glare, which reduces the need for AC, and in cooler seasons, it allows natural light and heat, in which better warms the inside, Fiesel says. Alright, the cons: prohibitive cost. It's a much higher end feature offered by a select few manufacturers. Complicated installation. If not installed at the original build, smart glass can involve complicated demolition and remodeling. Okay, that's definitely off the table for Henry's Mojo Dojo dormitorio bedroom. Because I'd prefer to do something that I can finish on the same day. Questions about longevity. There might not be a lot of smart glass repair experts out there because it's such a new technology. What's the durability and longevity of it? Miles says. If you have kids and they break it, how easy is it to repair or replace? Patterson anticipates a smart glass installation to have a life expectancy of 10 years. This is probably where Louis Rossman would be like, you should have the right to repair those windows if you bought it because you paid for it, you own those windows. You have a right to repair them. I mean, if you know how to do it, I'd say if you're looking to adopt this kind of technology, you should learn how to repair it if you're going to commit to it. Outward-facing windows are more difficult. An interior application is not thermal, so you don't have to worry about double pane glass and all the things that exterior building windows have, Miles says. That's compared to an interior partition with the same temperature on both sides. How much does smart glass cost? Smart glass is definitely a premium feature, both because of its high-tech design and how few companies are offering it. It's typically offered by boutique companies that specialize in the technology, like Lincell's go-to Smart Glass International. Fully integrated smart glass can start at $100 to $200 per square foot for materials, compared to the typical $18 to $30 per square foot for an average window, Miles says. That's quite the upcharge. I bought 3 smart light bulbs for $50 plus tax. I've had them for about 16 months now, and they still work. Now I'm starting to have second thoughts about the ROI on smart light bulbs. Oh, I meant smart glass. It's like Ian Malcolm said, everyone's asking whether they can. No one's asking if we should. Let me know in the comments down below if someone should adopt smart glass. The current shifting federal tariffs are another caveat affecting the cost of the smart glass. Oh boy, tariffs talk again. Tariff talk again. The big caveat is the cost can change by the day depending on what tariffs are or are not in effect, Miles says. The switchable film option is typically much cheaper, about $20 to $35 per square foot. The future of smart glass. Beyond the aesthetic and privacy potential with smart glass, Schwab is particularly excited about its sustainability features. By changing the opacity, you can control the sunlight or heat that enters a building, helping keep your electric bill and power usage under control. Smart glass on the southern exposure of a home can keep the AC bill down in the summer. There might be an opportunity to generate electricity through something like this, Schwab says. There's a next wave of it that could be a money maker for places that get significant sunlight. I'm thinking of mountain homes, river homes, or even ranch style homes where there's just such a significant amount of sunlight. Places like Tahoe where you don't want to ruin your view, and so you all have all these windows. With new technology like this, you need to take into account the life expectancy prior to repairs. When products degrade over time, you might have to go back to the same small manufacturer to get it fixed. On any high-end home, we're in it for the long haul, Miles says. Most of the contractors we work with will be the person maintaining that home for 20 or 30 years. So that was Smart Glass is about to revolutionize privacy concerns in our homes by Janae McKenzie from House Beautiful. Personally, after reading all this, I'll admit it's a cool idea. But for second residence, the problem is if you have to turn it off every 6 hours to let it cool down. Honestly, that just creates more work. Usually, I'm all in favor of smart home technologies. So here's what I think is a good application for it. If you live, if it's where you live most of the time, like if I could replace all the windows here with smart glass, and I could use it to block out sunlight from the outside so that I have total darkness for my movie and TV viewing, and be able to film more freely around the house because I wouldn't have to worry about window positioning or anything because in all my time doing YouTube across the different channels I've attempted, I've made a point not to show off the view from my windows because privacy concerns. It's why I actually took down my old short films and I'm not going to be releasing them to the public. It's because it shows off people's homes. So I watch how to beast, and I'm like, David, you are really risking your privacy with showing off your house like that. I mean, I get it. You want to show off the, what's the word for it? Living the high life. But at a certain point, you gotta take some level of privacy into account. You've gotta think about your privacy. But getting back to smart glass, I don't think it's a good idea for a second home if you're not going to be there most of the time. I think an add-on to pre-existing windows is probably what I would go for, especially if it blocks out light from coming in. Like, that's what I would use it for. I think it's also a good idea for the exterior as well. But what do you think of smart glass after reading all this? Would you install it? Are you all about regular windows should just be windows? Okay, boomer. Let's have a discussion about it. You give this video a like, subscribe for daily videos, and I'll see you soon.